And before I talk about this egregious crap going on at the St. Clair County Jail, and I thought Rick Watson, the sheriff, I don't want to throw him under the bus until I find out what's going on, but there's something going on. They tell me, the election's coming up. There's 100, and Foxman, call 277-6600 and get the election department for St. Clair County. Because we want to see if we can get them ask if they'll come on the air and ask why they're letting this happen. And Holbrook, Mr. Haney Holbrook. And people ask me about this Derek Wallace. Derek Wallace has made some salacious accusations about Mr. Holbrook. And they said, how do we get a hold of Derek Wallace? I say, hell, I don't know. Hell, if I want to get a hold of somebody, I have my secretary Google them on the internet. And this guy's name's Derek Wallace. And I guess if you want to get a hold of him, I don't know. You can maybe Google him on the internet. But Derek Wallace, I want you to give me a call back because I hear that you're ready to do some lawsuiting. And Tom Holbrook is crapping in his drawers. I don't know if you can prove the salacious allegations, but if you can, I would ask Sprague and Kern, you talk me. Hey, if what they're saying is about Holbrook is right, they might as well nominate me to be the Pope because I'm a good guy. But see, you bastards want to hang with your bad guys, but that's okay because they're your bad guys. You can't be hypocrites, son of a bitch. You can't be hypocrites. So anyway, here's what's going on at the St. Clair County Jail. And these Democrats, this culture of corruption, they're so desperate to win this election, and they're probably going to win because they're probably going to steal it from us. We're going to demand it's a federal election. We're going to demand that we get a fair election. Well, I don't know. They don't know what fair elections are in St. Clair County. They haven't had them in 40, 50 years. But listen to me, people. The state election law, and we're having it researched even more. So we'll allege this at this point because I don't want to give you information that's not totally correct. But the Illinois state election law says if incarcerated, being in jail, not convicted, just being incarcerated, you are ineligible to cast a vote. That's what the state election law says. Now, here's what's going on in St. Clair County, and we just found this out. They were trying to hide it, but we just found this out. And I guarantee you, Holbrook won't call you. Holbrook, we pay. Hey, you no good, Mr. Haney, son of a bitch. I got a deal for you, Tom Holbrook. I'm demanding that you talk to me. I pay your salary, you ignorant bastard. But you know what? I tried to call the state's attorney. State's attorney says, well, I can't tell the county clerk what to do. We can tell him and the rest of these ass-white bastards up at the courthouse, people, we can tell them what to do election day. We can tell them to get their asses out of office. And let's get people that are going to work for us. But anyway, there is 110, listen to me, people, 110 absentee ballots going to the St. Clair County Jail. Can you believe that? Now, I demand the state and the feds come down and investigate this. Now, you think these guys in jail, you think they're worried about voting election day when they're in there for allegedly raping and robbing and killing people, selling dope? Oh, yeah, I'm getting ready to prepare for my trial for killing 3 people. But don't forget, get me an absentee ballot because I got to vote. How nasty is that? How nasty is that? These no good son of a bitches, and there's never an answer. Never an answer. Foxman, did you call the St. Clair County clerk, Mr. Haney, that no-count, good-for-nothing, rotten son of a bitch? Did you give him a call?
Yes, sir, Mr. Grimm, I did, and they put me on hold. When I told them who we were and what we wanted, they put me on hold and said, please hold. That never came back.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, people, do you understand? And don't think it's just Bob Romanek. They're not going to be transparent to anybody. But we're going to get to the bottom of this. 100 people, 110 absentee ballots are going to the St. Clair County Jail. How the hell can that be when the state election law says if incarcerated, not convicted, but incarcerated, you're ineligible to cast a vote? Don't you think those prisoners would have more on their minds? Somebody is orchestrating that. They're so desperate. Somebody is orchestrating getting the absentee ballots to the jail. And I hope it's not Sheriff Watson. I think he's done an admirable job. But we're going to call his office too. How the hell can that happen? 110. And the people that called us said, don't say anything, Bob, but watch him because the early votes are coming in, and they're already trying to play games at the St. Clair County Courthouse. But that's our votes, Tom Holbrook. You know who appointed Tom Holbrook, the county clerk, after he worked for the Department of Natural Resources, was the director, and after 22 years, I guess, as a state representative. Bob Sprague put him in that position. You think we the citizens of St. Clair County have anything coming? You think we got a fair election coming when Sprague puts one of his ass boys, Mr. Haney Holbrook, in that position? And there again, Holbrook retired from the state. His wife retired from the state. He got more money put on his pension because he was the director of natural resources for a year. When's enough enough? Now this guy's making $80,000, $90,000 a year and will have another pension if he lasts 2 terms. And we're going to come after that no good son of a bitch in 2 years. But think about it, people. How in the hell can there be 110 absentee ballots coming out of the St. Clair County Jail when the state election board says they're ineligible to vote? Now, I would argue, even if the state election board comes back because Lisa Madigan, who's a Democrat, may rule differently and say it's okay, how the hell do you think 110 prisoners asked for absentee ballots at the St. Clair County Jail? I don't think so, people, and neither do you. They can't get me or you to believe that crap. But that's what they do, people. That's what they do in St. Clair County. We all ought to stand up and say enough's enough. 40, 50 years of corruption in St. Clair County, and they say Bob Romanic's a bad guy? How the hell can I be bad? I'm not going to take a salary. I'm going to go up there and expose those bastards, both Democrats and Republicans, like I do on the radio. I may not be a perfect guy, but I'm not a bad guy.